Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for day 114. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year in a non-leap year, this is for April 24th. Or in a leap year for April 23rd. The Old Testament reading is from Joshua 5, verse 13 through the end of Joshua 7. Joshua 5:13. And it happened, when Joshua was by Jericho, he looked up and he saw a man standing opposite him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said, Are you with us, or with our adversaries? And he said, Neither. I have come now as the commander of Yahweh's army. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth, and he bowed down and said to him, What is my Lord commanding his servant? The commander of Yahweh's army said to Joshua, Take off your sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy. And Joshua did so. Joshua 6. Now Jericho was shut up inside and out because of the presence of the Israelites. No one was going out or coming in. And Yahweh said to Joshua, Look, I am giving Jericho into your hand, its king and the soldiers of the army. You will march around the city, all the warriors circling the city once. You will do so for 6 days. And 7 priests will bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. On the 7th day, you will march around the city 7 times, and the priest will blow on the trumpets. And when they blow long on the horn of the ram, when you hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people will shout with a great war cry, and the wall of the city will fall flat, and the people will charge, each one straight ahead. So Joshua, son of Nun, summoned the priests and said to them, Take up the ark of the covenant, and let 7 priests carry the trumpets of the ram's horns before the ark of Yahweh. And he said to the people, Go forward and march around the city, and let the armed men pass before the ark of Yahweh. And when Joshua spoke to the people, the 7 priests carrying the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the presence of Yahweh went forward, and they blew the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of Yahweh followed behind them. And the armed men went before the priests who blew the trumpets, and the rear guard came after the ark while they were blowing the trumpets. But Joshua commanded the people, saying, You will not shout, and you will not let your voice be heard. A word will not go out from your mouth until the day I say to you, Shout. Then you shall shout. And the ark of Yahweh went around the city, circling once, and they came into the camp and spent the night in the camp. Then Joshua got up early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of Yahweh. The 7 priests, carrying the 7 trumpets of the ram's horns before the ark of Yahweh, went on continually, and they blew on the trumpets. And the armed men went before them, and the rear guard came after the ark of Yahweh, while the trumpets blew continually. And they marched around the city once on the 2nd day, and they returned to the camp. They did this for 6 days. Then, on the 7th day, they rose early at dawn, and they marched around the city in this manner 7 times. It was only on that day that they marched around the city 7 times. And at the 7th time, the priest blew on the trumpets, and Joshua said to the people, Shout, for Yahweh has given you the city. The city and all that is in it will be devoted to Yahweh. Only Rahab the prostitute and all who are with her in the house will live, because she hid the messengers whom we sent. As for you, Keep away from the things devoted to destruction, so that you do not take them and bring about your own destruction, making the camp of Israel an object for destruction, bringing trouble upon it. But all of the silver and gold and the items of bronze and iron are holy to Yahweh, and they must go to Yahweh's treasury." So the people shouted, and they blew on the trumpets, and when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, they raised a great shout, and the wall fell flat. The people charged, each one straight ahead into the city, and they captured it. And they utterly destroyed by the edge of the sword all who were in the city, both men and women, young and old, ox, sheep, and donkey. Then Joshua said to the 2 men who spied on the land, "Go to the prostitute's house, and bring out from there the woman and all who belong to her, just as you swore to her." So the young men who were spies went and brought Rahab and her father and mother, her brothers, and all who were with her, and they brought all her family out and set them outside the camp of Israel. And they burned the city and all that was in it with fire. They put only the silver and gold and the items of copper and iron into the treasury of the house of Yahweh. But Joshua spared Rahab the prostitute and her family and all who were with her, and she has lived in the midst of Israel until this day, because she hid the messengers whom Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. And Joshua swore at that time, saying, "Cursed is anyone before Yahweh who gets up and builds Jericho, this city. At the cost of his firstborn he will lay its foundation, and at the cost of his youngest he will set up its gates." So Yahweh was with Joshua, and his fame was in all the land. Joshua 7. But the Israelites broke faith concerning the devoted things. Achan, son of Carmi, son of Zabdi, son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took from the devoted things, and Yahweh's anger was kindled against the Israelites. Now Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is near Beth-aven, east of Bethel, and he said to them, "Go up and spy out Ai." And the men went up and spied out Ai. And they returned to Joshua and said to him, "Do not let all the people go up and attack Ai. Only 2,000 or 3,000 men should go up, because they are few. Do not make all the people weary up there." So about 3,000 from the people went up there, and they fled before the men of Ai. The men of Ai killed about 36 of them, and they chased them from the gate up to Shebarim and killed them on the slope. And the hearts of the people melted and became like water. And Joshua tore his clothes and fell to the ground on his face before the ark of Yahweh until the evening, he and the elders of Israel. And they put dust on their heads. And Joshua said, "Ah, my Lord, why did you bring this people across the Jordan to give us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us? If only we had been content and stayed beyond the Jordan. Please, my Lord, what can I say after Israel has fled from its enemies? The Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land will hear of this, and they will surround us and cut off our name from the land. What will you do for your great name?" And Yahweh said to Joshua, "Stand up. Why have you fallen on your face? Israel has sinned and transgressed my covenant that I commanded them. They have taken from the devoted things, they have stolen and acted deceitfully, and they have put them among their belongings." The Israelites were unable to stand before their enemies. They fled from their enemies because they have become a thing devoted for destruction. I will be with you no more unless you destroy the devoted things from among you. Get up, sanctify the people, and say, "Sanctify yourselves for tomorrow. Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, there are devoted things in your midst, O Israel. You will be unable to stand before your enemies until you remove the devoted things from your midst. In the morning you will come forward, tribe by tribe, and the tribe that Yahweh will select by lot will come forward by clans, and the clan that Yahweh selects by lot will come forward by families, and the family that Yahweh selects by lot will come forward one by one. The one caught with the devoted things will be burned with fire, he and all that belongs to him, because he transgressed the covenant of Yahweh, and because he did a disgraceful thing in Israel. So Joshua rose early in the morning, and brought forward Israel tribe by tribe, and the tribe of Judah was selected by lot. And he brought forward the clans of Judah, and selected the clan of the Zerahites by lot. Then he brought forward the clan of the Zerahites one by one, and Zabdi was selected by lot. He brought forward his family one by one, and Achan, son of Carmi, son of Zabdi, son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, was selected by lot. And Joshua said to Achan, My son, please give glory to Yahweh the God of Israel, and give him a doxology in court. Tell me, please, what you have done. Do not hide it from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, It is true. I have sinned against Yahweh the God of Israel, and this is what I did. I saw among the spoil a beautiful robe from Shinar, 200 shekels of silver and 1 bar of gold that weighed 50 shekels. I coveted them and took them. They are hidden in the ground inside my tent, and the silver is under it. Joshua sent messengers, and they ran to the tent, and there they were, hidden in his tent, and the silver was under it. And they took them from the tent, and brought them to Joshua and all the Israelites, and they spread them out before the presence of Yahweh. Then Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan son of Zerah, the silver, the robe, the bar of gold, his sons and daughters, his cattle and donkeys, his sheep, his tent, and everything that was his, and they brought them to the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, Why did you bring us trouble? Yahweh will bring you trouble on this day. And all Israel stoned them with stones, and they burned them with fire after they stoned them with stones. Then they placed on top of him a great pile of stones that remains to this day. And Yahweh turned from his burning anger, and thus the name of that place to this day is called the Valley of Achor. The New Testament reading is from Luke 22, beginning with verse 39 through verse 62. Luke 22:39. And he went away and proceeded, according to his custom, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples also followed him. And when he came to the place, he said to them, Pray that you will not enter into temptation. And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw, and knelt down and began to pray, saying, Father, if you are willing, take away this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but yours be done. And an angel from heaven appeared to him, strengthening him. And being in anguish, he began praying more fervently, and his sweat became like drops of blood falling down to the ground. And when he got up from the prayer and came to the disciples, he found them sleeping from sorrow. And he said to them, Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray that you will not enter into temptation. While he was still speaking, behold, there came a crowd, and the one named Judas, one of the 12, leading them. And he approached Jesus to kiss him. But Jesus said to him, Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss? And when those around him saw what was about to happen, they said, Lord, should we strike with the sword? And a certain one of them struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his right ear. But Jesus answered and said, Stop, No more of this. And he touched his ear and healed him. And Jesus said to the chief priest and officers of the temple and elders who had come out against him, Have you come out with swords and clubs as against a robber? Every day when I was with you in the temple courts, you did not stretch out your hands against me. But this is your hour in the domain of darkness. And they arrested him and led him away and brought him into the house of the high priest. But Peter was following at a distance. And when they had kindled a fire in the middle of the courtyard and sat down together, Peter sat down among them. And a certain female slave, seeing him sitting in the light and looking intently at him, said, This man also was with him. But he denied it, saying, Woman, I do not know him. And after a short time, another person saw him and said, You also are one of them. But Peter said, Man, I am not. And after about 1 hour had passed, someone else was insisting, saying, In truth, this man also was with him, because he is also a Galilean. But Peter said, Man, I do not know what you are talking about. And immediately, while he was still speaking, a rooster crowed. And the Lord turned around and looked intently at Peter. And Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he said to him, Before the rooster crows today, you will deny me 3 times. And he went outside and wept bitterly. The wisdom literature reading is from Psalm 50, verse 16 through 23. Psalm 50, 16. But to the wicked God says, What right have you to recite my statutes and mention my covenant with your mouth, while you yourself hate discipline and cast my words behind you? When you see a thief, then you are pleased with him, and your association is with adulterers. You give your mouth free rein for evil, and you harness your tongue to deceit. You sit and speak against your brother. You slander your mother's son. These things you have done, and I have been silent. You imagined that I was just like you. I will rebuke you and present an argument before your eyes. Now consider this, you who forget God, lest I tear you apart, and there will be none to deliver. He who sacrifices a thank offering honors me, and he who orders his way, I will show him the salvation of God. This concludes the reading for day 114. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.